You know, I'm learning in my adult life. I've learned in my adult life that some people just like to argue. People like to be combative and they just like to go back and forth for reasons I don't know. Earlier today, I posted this tweet in reference to DeSean Jackson, who is now the head coach at Delaware State University, hiring or announcing the hiring of Clinton Portis, former Miami Redskins and Broncos running back, to be his running back coach. And I said, I don't know how good they'll be, but they are putting together a good staff on paper. People start tweeting me, oh, they don't have experience, which I'll get to in a second, or just because they played football don't make them good coaches. Reading is fundamental. Reading for comprehension is very important. Nowhere did I say, oh, they about to go 0-12 and win the national championship. I didn't say none of that, ever. But let's dig into the deeper part of it. The Coach Prime effect, Deion Sanders, runs deeper than just Jackson State or Colorado football. Because, number one, name recognition, regardless of experience, aids in recruiting. Whether you're recruiting high school players or college kids from the portal, it does help in recruiting. Because I can go play for somebody that I saw play football, right? Regardless of what his experience is like, I know he was good at it. I know Deion Sanders was the best cornerback in football, one of the best ever. I know DeSean Jackson was one of the best receivers in the league. I know Michael Vick changed the way we look at the quarterback position. Guys like Lamar Jackson and Jaden Daniels don't exist without Michael Vick. Eddie George, Hall of Fame running back. Ed Reed, one of the best safeties ever. Like, name recognition helps in recruiting. Can we please stop acting like that's not a thing? Number one. Number two, when you build these coaching staffs, I don't know how good of a coach Marshall Faulk is going to be at Colorado. We didn't know how good of a coach Deion Sanders was going to be until he actually started doing it. Regardless of what you want to say, Colorado's never had a top 10 recruiting class or they still haven't won a bowl game. I got it. Colorado was dirt trash when Deion Sanders got there. They just made it to a bowl game last year. Now they got smacked in the bowl game, but they made it. In 2 years, he flipped the program around because of recruiting. Guys want to go to Colorado to play football. Guys who wouldn't even drive through the state of Colorado beforehand now want to go live there and take up residence to play for Deion Sanders. Do you understand what I'm saying to you? So when you mention me, and I have like notable people tweeting at me like I don't know what I'm talking about. And contrary to popular belief, I am an actual football coach. I was an actual football player. Like that helmet up there ain't for show. I've played football before. I played football at every level except professionally. So I do know a little bit about what I'm talking about. I am a high school coach, so I do know coaches and how that works, how the recruiting process works out. So forgive me, if I'm whatever. But yeah, when you talk about the Coach Prime effect, right? Parents love the idea of their kids playing for people that they know and recognize. Players love the idea of playing for people that they know and recognize. I saw DeSean Jackson score a bunch of touchdowns on TV. I played Madden with Michael Vick. These things matter. Deion Sanders is one of the best cornerbacks ever. I don't know how good of a coach he is, but I know that much. That's why the allure of why the players go with the allure of playing for these coaches. I understand that. I know that. Can we stop acting like that's not a thing? Please. Also, when I say they're putting together a good staff on paper, well, I haven't seen them play yet. I can't talk about the on-field product if there's no on-field product to discuss. So on paper, recruiting-wise, hey, it looks great. These guys know football. Also, sidebar, I wasn't just referring to DeSean Jackson and Clinton Portis when I mentioned this coaching staff. So shout out guys like Travis Clark and Brandon Blackman, Nemo Washington, who has coached some of my players personally. So again, these are good young coaches that know football, number one. They can relate to players, which is very important in this day and age of football, being relatable. Unless you're Nick Saban or Bill Belichick, who can't relate to a brick wall, these guys are relatable to your players. Delaware State University is an HBCU. Historically black college university. You don't think DeSean Jackson and Clinton Portis can relate to those players? You don't think Michael Vick, who's from Virginia, can relate to players recruited by Norfolk State University? Why do y'all keep trying to stress me out? I just got over being sick. Now y'all adding to my stress levels. I'm dehydrated. Listen. We cannot talk about the on-field product if there is no on-field product to talk about. So yes, on paper, they're building a great coaching, a good coaching staff on paper. I don't know what it'll look like in the summertime and the fall because it's not here yet. But I understand what they're doing helps recruiting. When you aid in recruiting, you recruit better players. Better players typically lead to better teams. Better teams typically lead to better results. You know what? Y'all are stressing me out, and I got stuff to do. So, let's just all wait and see. Let's just see what happens. You can bookmark my tweets if you want to. I never said they were going to be world beaters or a great football team. I say they're putting together a good, solid staff. Now, me personally, I am on record saying, as it pertains to both Michael Vick and DeSean Jackson, I have questions about them being head coaches because I just don't know. I've never looked at DeSean Jackson as somebody, he a future head coach one day. I never saw that, but apparently somebody did. So let's wait and see if they can turn these programs around and recruit better players. I've already seen it with Michael Vick and some of the players he's recruited in the portal and out of high school. We've all seen it with Deion Sanders. Let's just wait and see. I'm no longer going to stress myself out. Let's just wait and see what happens. And you know what? Until then, get off my ass.